Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get started with today's guest, who I'm really excited to welcome back to the show for the first time with the Battle Rap Resume. I just want to say, as I always say, please follow us at Battle Rap Resume. I love people getting in touch, and at this moment of recording, our Patreon channel is now live, and I'm doing a monthly show on there where I'm reading out fan mail and stuff like that. So it's great to have people that get in touch, criticisms or whatever you think about the show, guests, who you want to see on, just general battle rap stuff, like anything you want to send in, long form correspondence. It's kind of like, I know that letters and the epistoral form is kind of dead, but email kind of is that, with the, mostly truncated social media and shareable nature rather than the personable thing. So with that pretentious rant aside, please like us on Facebook, please buy things, Redbubble, we have shirts on there and such, and it's great to see people wearing them. Check out JBJ Short, where awesome battle, really JB's third round in that was just wow, just absolutely exceptional. I was one of the obnoxious guys talking in the background. I regret that. It was a really good battle, but in that battle Mac Sherry is wearing a Battle Rap Resume t-shirt, which is cheers again, Mac. Seriously, that was really cool of him to do and really cool to see it. So you can get stuff like that. Also, please subscribe, iTunes, podcast, all that sort of stuff. But my guest today is, as I say, Kinell. I've had him on the show to do some KOTR previews. It's been great, and I felt Kinell when I was getting into you. I was like, I really like this guy, but I haven't been a fan of him for that long, really. But then I realised you hadn't really been around that long. Like your first battle was December 2015. We're now in November 2016, and this is all we're going to be discussing in this episode. And it's a giant back catalogue.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a fucking year. Like fucking busy.
Jesus Christ. Because, if I'm right thinking, you come from more of a kind of a performance where it's like a spoken word sort of background?
Yeah, but I haven't been doing the spoken word that long either.
Right.
But maybe like a year before, pretty much most of my adult life have been like a DJ, drum and bass DJ, breaks DJ. I toured the country doing that, and I kind of fell out of love with it. I've done bits of MCing, but it was more hosting, it was more the DJing.
Right.
But as things got more digital, I kind of fell out of love with it. I mean, I've played sets on digital, but what I loved was going to a different city to try and find records and stuff like that. And
right.
And those old ways are gone. Flipping venues stopped having turntables in them, and fucking, and turning up with a box of 60 tunes just doesn't make sense when everyone else is turning up with hard drives of every tune ever released. So what I loved so I was in a bit of a rut for a bit, but I saw I went to watch John Cooper Clarke.
Yeah.
Performing at Focus Wales, and Mike Gary was opening up for him. And I was impressed with that. I'd not really seen spoken word that did something I could relate to.
I've not checked him out. Who? Mike Galley, you said?
Mike Gary's a non-human poet. I mean, I knew about people like John Cooper Clarke, this big legend. But Mike Gary was a dude who was talking about. When I saw him, he was talking about streets I knew in Manchester and so forth, and it suddenly made a bit more sense that was something I could do. So I kind of got straight into the slam poetry scene. I was doing that for about a year, and I hooked up with a collective called Voice Box around Wrexham.
Right.
We started touring around, doing a lot of gigs, and we were doing something for the Mouthy Poets in Nottingham. And they also were having some poets versus rappers battles there that were organised by Clash Money. Which is where I bumped into Euphorical, Luke. And he clocked on that I was obviously into me battle rap, from the sort of way I delivered things.
Right.
And he added me on Facebook and offered me a tryout, and that's how that happened.
But I mean, just to go back quickly, Kinell, you were talking about the DJing stuff. Could we ever see a sound clash versus Kuvu?
I don't think that's it. I don't.
Is that just too nonsensical?
Fucking I don't know. I'm fucking 2 decks and a mixer, mate. I'm turntables. Technology's moved on. Flipping. It was all about dance floors. It was never about fucking trying to impress people with what I was doing. And frankly, I just look a complete cunt.
And in the spoken word, era prior, were you familiar with a spoken word night that I loved? Evidently.
Well, that was it. Like the first time I ever performed on the stage, was I'd started writing this stuff a couple of months after seeing the Mike Gary gig. And a friend of mine said that, you should have a go at performing this shit. You can speak to people. You're a noisy fucker. I said, I wouldn't mind to go at one of those poetry slams. But I don't know how to get into them. They mentioned the 3-minute theatre.
Right, yeah.
In Manchester, so I googled it, and that's where I came across World War II, which is organised by Evidently.
Yes, by Kieran and Ella.
Yeah. And so I signed myself up for that. And then it was like the week before, and I realised, shit, I've fucking just entered a competition, and there appears to be people who know what they're doing in this fucker. I've never been to a fucking poetry slam before.
Yeah.
So I frantically found the night voice box like the week before, and had to go at that. And but anyway, I did my first poetry slam the week after that in the 3-minute theatre, and the first person I spoke to there when I walked in, like on my own, was Visceral. So flipping, he was literally there from the first time I ever fucking tried to do something on the actual stage.
Shit. Later, you two would duel out, like the fates had kind of.
Yeah, flipping, like there's always been this weird sort of crossing of paths, like. I mean, like 2 weeks before I bumped into Euphorical, Visceral had not long had his battle out with C-Rap. And he just changed his Facebook profile picture to a flyer for King of the Ronalds. And that was where he battled, I think it was Hadders. And I was looking, and I was like, shit, O'Shea's headlining this, right? Fucking like the battle rappers I like, and fucking like Visceral's on a fucking bill with them.
Yeah.
And then I got into watching King of the Ronalds really, really heavily. I thought, hang on, I could do this. I could beat a couple of these fuckers. And then I happened upon fucking Euphorical quite shortly after.
And you say you're an O'Shea fan. Youth at the event would kind of detect that you were a fan and you're writing as well. Like, how big into it were you at this point?
Sort of getting into battle rap. That was probably still when I was DJing. It was just something I watched. The first sort of battles I used to watch was it would have been Grime Time, because it got well into No Can Do.
Yeah.
There used to be this, I don't know if it's still going, there's this podcast called the Low End Theory Podcast, which is all artists from the LA beat scene, people like Gaslamp Killer, Daedalus, all these kinds of people. It was hosted by No Can Do. So I followed him on Twitter and bought his album, Jimmy the Lock, and I found out he did battle rap, so I looked up his battles, and I didn't get it at first. I thought it was cool. It would have been things like when he was battling people like that short prep one with Disaster, which I've watched a lot since.
That's a great one.
Yeah, fucking. I think that might have been one of the first ones I actually watched. Didn't really. At the time, I was still kind of processing what it was. I didn't get the concept of a cappella battle rap. But I just sort of watched the videos because I was a fan of No Can Do. But I didn't really relate to it. I just thought it was this mad American thing that went on.
Right, yeah. And then the British side, how did that come out?
Well, around about the time everyone started noticing it, things like you had your Mark Grist and your Blizzard coming out. And I watched that and I thought, yeah, it's okay, but I still couldn't really relate to it because fucking I weren't doing spoken word at the time, and I sure as hell wasn't a fucking young up and coming grime MC. But my mate Frisco does a bit of this, and a mate of mine who I haven't seen in a bit puts on Innuendo and O'Shea versus Frisco and Eddie P. I thought, hang on, fucking 2 Scousers and 2 man-clads calling each other cunts. I get this. I could relate to this.
It clicks.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. And sometimes, I've said this before on the show, like, obviously battle rap is, you know, sort of countryless, borderless, whatever. We all watch everyone else's countries. It's great. You know, there's so many good leagues. I often think, like, there is some guy in Maine who's watching O'Shea and loving it, you know, or some Singapore guy just, you know, checking out Loon. Like, it's crazy how it blends, right?
Yeah, well, flipping, what's it called? When I was speaking to people over in, because obviously we just did the No Coast thing.
Yeah, we need to talk about that, man. That was, wow.
Yeah, flipping, like, you know, the levels of knowledge of fucking people over there is fucking incredible about, you know,
what, like,
conversations with people like Blitz, like, what do Americans know who Blitz is? And the answer is us being dickheads. That's how.
So yeah, we'll get in to the tryout, which is kind of a cool pub trivia fact. Oh, Kinell was a Clash Money tryout. Like, it's just kind of like this sort of, you know, interesting genesis there. And I mean, talk to me what the Poets versus Rappers event like. So that was technically your first live performance.
No, that was where I met Euphorical, and
you just met him there.
Yeah, he was organising the things. I didn't debut at a Poets versus Rappers event. Mm-hmm. There was some of that going on. He was organising it, and he caught what I was doing. Mm-hmm. I spoke to him there. But this was later on. I was asked to do a tryout in September, but I was doing a jungle set in Audio Farm that weekend, which is a festival on Matron. And so it ended up being in October. On this, it's like an all-day thing called Hockley Hustle that they have every year in Nottingham, and there's this really cool part of town called Hockley, and they just have like events popping off in venues all over the place. And Clash Money was doing one, and they had shitloads of battles on there. I think it was like Hulk Soul Jitsu, so that was obviously where I first met Hulk, and. I think all the headline battles were supposed to be Zen versus Spit semis, but that battle ended up getting fucking vaulted, I think, sadly.
Oh?
Yeah, Spit semis turned up really, really, really fucking late, and fucking Zen just bodied him with no writtens whatsoever. Yeah, so that was where I had me tryout against AD.
So you're not a worthy competitor, and I got no filter. I'm a bad editor, but your girl's gash looks like the Predator. Except the dreadlocks are heavier, longer, greasier, wetter, smellier. There's all weird hanging things and teeth. Plus it makes a noise like whenever she queefs.
AD, you know, is one of these ones, Kinell, that, you know, the guest tries out against this person and they don't come back. You know, you don't really see them again. Was this his last battle, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the only battle he's ever done.
Doesn't surprise. Yeah, I mean, so his first, you know, he blurs the line very often to the third and first person. He titles things and chapters things and kind of says, "Ready for this battle arc? Begin." He has these kind of weird pauses and modes. I mean, he starts off with his hip hop introduction, which I guess works. You know, it's not necessarily too convincing. He talks of being born into poverty because of Tony's war agenda. Is he that young? Like, he looks kind of slightly older than that. I don't know, but
yeah, I think he's like fucking. I think he was about 18 at the time.
Right, so still, yeah, that doesn't really make. I guess, is he saying 97 when Tony came to power? Was that his? I don't know. Maybe it's very clever on AD's part. He's smart, not academic. Privatizing education is a pandemic. Classism is an epidemic. I mean, you just kind of grin, like, I mean, are you taking this in, or are you just kind of like, I'm going to win this? Who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what he was doing, but then neither was I, like.
No, I guess not. But he kind of tops off that little multi-attempt to, he's here to treat his entire class like Columbine. So, you know, we get a lot of school, class, Columbine, you know. It's the go-to school shooting and battle rap, isn't it? Yeah, I mean... what was Cerrone's, like, taking a shotgun to school or something like that? That was quite good, actually, but yeah,
white boy taking a shotgun to school.
Yeah,
if you're a white guy and you're battling a guy called Shotgun, doesn't it?
yeah, and
it's all there.
He checks his phone in this round. Is that annoying?
I didn't really know the etiquette then, like.
Sure. But I mean, you must have kind of realised, and that's kind of like forfeit. Like that's just kind of quite weak.
Yeah, I remember thinking to myself, well, I'm not going to need my phone here.
I mean, I love the fact you open with a flip. The whole, raping animal, not rape if they wanted it.
It's what's called. It wasn't true freestyle that. I'd written me bars, and it wasn't hard to figure out that in a class money tryout against a Welsh guy, someone was going to say something about sheep. That was not a hard prediction to make on my part.
People do vibe with it heavily. You get a good reaction. There is a confidence there. I sensed a certain spoken word pedigree in the way you kind of like addressed the crowd, balanced it quite well.
Yeah, it was weird because it was the first battle on a stage rather than a pit. Like, I much prefer like a pit format, but obviously I didn't know anything different at the time. But battling on stage, particularly when it's like quite early in the day, it's quite empty, is fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure who I was supposed to be addressing, so.
Mm-hmm.
Do you address the crowd or do you address the person in front of you?
You talk of him. I mean, there's an extended section of his girlfriend's pussy looking like Predator.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I didn't have much to go on.
No.
I knew he had.
His cum sock has the texture of used fiberglass.
Yeah.
And then you do like a little train spotting scheme at the end, forced to beg because, like, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I think I think I've been watching a fuck ton of every fucking battle I could in the weeks running up to it, and thought, fuck, I better do some of this scheming shit, and I didn't really know how to do it.
No, it's good, and it's nice to sort of it works, especially because of the reference point. He says his bars are sick to witness, and then he announces this is AD in the second as hip hop's princess, and puts like a tiara on your head.
Yeah, he tried it, but. It was like a little fucking clip-on tiara, and fucking. My fucking head was completely fucking bald at the time. Fucking misjudging people's hair would turn out to be a theme of this battle, it would appear.
We'll get to the colour dispute. You say in the second that you read on Facebook that he was a Lance Corporal in the cadets. He said he was proud of that. Is what he said. I mean, from there you kind of have to go into a kind of kids getting molested sort of style, I suppose. You hear a paedophile ring, you think of one thing. If he hears a paedophile ring, it's his WhatsApp group. And then you talk of DJing, Kinell. You mentioned it prior of Optical Utah Saints. They some big acts.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have anything much to big myself up for because I'd done nothing battle rap before. I've done fucking big gigs.
But it's like, maybe the performance would seem even better if you went against someone who's actually quite good, whereas AD's a little incompetent in your shadow sort of thing. But, this and the third really are really like well done, like, fun to listen to, fun to watch, charismatic. Like, did you rehearse much? You seem quite comfortable.
Yeah, I had quite a lot of time for it because obviously it was supposed to be the month before, but I couldn't make that.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like a long fucking time since I've had time to rehearse anything. Like,
yeah, I mean, your schedule is just like, is there rehearsal or is it just life just one long rap battle?
Well, fucking, I haven't done anything since I got back from No Coast. I got Max Sherry in a couple of weeks, but it's large sections of this year when, like, fucking everything's had to happen on the week, like. Fucking wake up with a hangover Monday morning, go to work, come home Monday evening, go to the pub, write a fucking battle in full, in one fucking sitting. On the week, try to memorise it and then do the gig on Saturday, repeat.
Holy fuck, man. Like, how do you have this endless reservoir of writing? Like,
I don't know, I think I've just always got weird shit in my head. It's probably better I am battling. Before I was battling, I used to just say this shit to people standing next to me in the pub.
So yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good tryout, unsurprisingly, from yourself. That was ridiculously recent, not even a year ago at the time of recording this. Cool to see Soul Jitsu judging. He said he was battling, wasn't he, later on?
Yeah, it was him and Hulk like.
And getting the win, Kinell, you know, are they important to you? The sense of victory, the sense of progress.
Yeah. I think that kicked it off, but like, you know, I don't think it would have mattered the actual result I got of it. But I just got a real buzz from doing it. Like, flipping that was it. Like, you know, initially I just thought I want to go at this rap battle shit. But like, you know, by the time I'd finished round 3, I thought, yeah, I'm going to do a lot more of this. I sort of bounced off stage, flipping, headed to the toilet for various reasons, and bumped into Hulk on the way past. And he said, "Yeah, we got to get you on King of the Ronalds." And fucking, as I say, I've been watching loads of King of the Ronalds. I've probably watched every video that they put out at that point. So, fucking coming off stage, hearing Hulk say that, I thought, yeah, let's fucking do this.
I mean, in your head, was it like bye-bye DJing, really? Like, this is the new sort of...
Yeah, well, the DJ had pretty much gone at that point. I do right. At this point.
Right, and yeah, I mean, like you say, your first 4 battles are on Clash Money. We're going to skip over the next 3, then being Simplicity, Max, and Sprungy. Great that you battled Sprungy on the Midlands tour. Yeah. I haven't actually seen that battle. I'm going to watch that as soon as we finish the episode. I'm sure this will be a good one. But you know, Kinell, you are a KOTR battler, aren't you? That is kind of your consideration. You know, it's definitely where you've plied your trade best, I feel, and you continue to grow to a huge stature. And the Frosty Jacked battle, your debut, such a good battle, this one.
I hate all of you posh school, private fucking uni pricks. All posh schools ever did was give us Tories that fuck kids, a prime minister that fucks pigs, and more useless pricks that think they can spit. But there was none of this shite until Shuffle T offered to go try off of his website. So what, some stupid tech student kid to the true biggest lunatic doing this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, flipping! I really enjoyed that. I knew I'd found my own.
Like your performance is great. Frosty Jacked, I thought, is great. It goes for an OT that is tense. I mean, we're going to get into this, but like, you know, it's just such a good watch.
Yeah, flipping. I mean, like, not just because I enjoyed it so much and because I enjoyed writing for it and performing it, but I think it's like, you know, one of my favourite Frosty performances. And I'm a Frosty fan, like, but he has been beaten by shite performances, like. But he's a good fucking writer, and fucking on his day, I really enjoy watching him.
And this is the first matchup of the day, Manchester event. This is the event where, I mean, I'm just judging, but it's the one where Bard battled O'Shea, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, the one with the kind of... It's marred slightly by the really like extreme close-up on the battlers and the one camera setup. It would have been better if it did get like a slightly more professional treatment, I think. But, you know, no matter. It's KOTR, as you say. They do things their own way, and it does add to a certain, you know, dramaturgy of the thing. Bowski is you know, there presenting. 15 people or so are there. You know, and you seem really pumped up. You seem to have a bit of oomph, you know.
Yeah, fucking. I knew I had to get into that headspace. That I knew I had to be shouting. I knew I had to fucking like make some fucking noise. And because I mean, the thing about Clash Money is I fucking love it. And every time Luke asks me to do a Clash Money gig, I will always do it. But fucking, it's very much got its own audience. It's very much a Nottingham thing. So no one in this room knew who the fuck I was like. And I battled Max previously on the what should we call it, the KOTR versus Clash Money section of the sadly ill-fated Cadillac Ron tour.
Yeah.
So I knew I could do something on the league, but fucking I knew I had to fucking make a fucking scene to get noticed. You
know, the camera pans after introducing you fresh from Poetry Slam to Frosty Jacked, who, you know, I have to say, Kinell, appearance-wise, he's like a 1940s movie star.
He is looking a bit all suave and debonair.
Yeah, he has a sort of Clark Gable sort of stud kind of appearance. You know, and apparently you guys do the rock, paper, scissors at the start, and you put scissors out first, and then he does his own thing. So he does like rock, no, he does scissors as well. Sorry, he does 2 scissors. And Mickey points out that he deserves to lose for seeing you reveal your hand and not acting on it, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Mickey presents you as Kinell.
Yeah. never used to get it pronounced right. No. Some people still pronounce it wrong.
They do. So you go in on your first. You hate all posh school private uni kids. All posh schools ever gave us were Tories that fuck kids and fuck pigs, useless pricks that think they can spit. And then you kind of talk of Shuffle T, and you bring him into the mix, and like, what's some stupid fixed student kid to the true biggest lunatic doing this? It's oh man, it's excellent beginning.
I think that was it was not long after Heretic and the Shuffle T battle came out, and where he brought him up on like his website doing ghostwriting, Shuffle T's website.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll crowbar something about that in their early doors.
And just a lot of sort of patented kind of funny little doubling wordplay. Spent mother's money on gap year to finger a kinder. That's just kind of a fun little thing to say. And you mentioned some hip hop history. Brain tax taken off of his mate's cash.
Yeah. Do you know about that whole incident?
I'm not really aware of that, actually, Kinell.
That was quite a fucking serious fucking thing, like. I mean, I think it was like Chester P and Task Force or something, all this, like. Oh, shit,
yeah.
And like Brain Tax has been running the label on which they're all releasing their music. And and he was like trying to build the label, is what he was saying. And so all that time, Task Force and all that weren't taking any money from any of the records released, and they were exclusively surviving. This is over a period of years. They were exclusively surviving off money from shows. Brain Tax was saving all the money, and it was supposed to be to reinvest in the label and sort of make it bigger and create a larger independent structure under which they could all release music. But he ended up fucking off and disappearing to Australia with all the money.
Wow, that is, that's crazy. That's crazy. That and the Sprungy Kinell battle are things that I'm going to read up upon as we close. And you said there's only one Frosty's in Manchester, and it's a Butcher's in Chiltern.
Yeah.
And another local reference that, I remember like Manchester friends at university raving about this place. Such a horrible bastard, I should be a Sankey's bouncer.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Which is kind of like, it's kind of a club. It's a big club, isn't it? Notorious Manchester club.
Yeah, man, fucking like I used to go way back in the day when it was Sankey Soaps. I met Method Man there, like.
Shit.
Fucking.
When was that? What year?
Shit, that would have been about 2003 or something. It was an Arrested Development gig. We got to Arrested Development, and they were being supported by Spooks, and I think like someone who was something to do with the quantum access that DJ Shadow had a bit to do with, and Red and Meth were playing in the Academy the next night, and they came in with about fucking 40 huge dudes and took over the smoking area of Sankey's. That's my big Sankey's memory. But fucking, it's hipster central nowadays. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it always was, and I just grew up. Or maybe fucking music was better, and now maybe I'm just fucking old. But I don't know. But Sankey's bouncers have always been notorious bellends. Last time I got fucking refused entry there to a night I had a fucking ticket to watch DJ Ziggy. It turns out they fucking like refused entry to fucking Justin Bieber the same night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, Frosty Jack. His first is probably actually his weakest round. I think it's not a weak round. It's just I think his second and third are really, really good. I know I can take Kinell, verbalise what you've learned in life as a pervy guy. You're the rap battle equivalent to Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
Just that is kind of a DJ 90s rave drink, right?
No, it isn't.
Is it not?
That's a fucking alco pop drink. That was not what we was fucking drinking, man.
What were you drinking back then?
What? Any old garbage lager I could get my hands on. I've never been a discerning man.
No, fair enough.
But yeah, I associate fucking what should we call it, Smirnoff Ice more with like when I was similar story to people that I've discovered loads of people have this fucking background where the first place they really start drinking in a licensed venue is a fucking local rock club, because it's the only place the bouncers don't ID. I know a lot of people like that, and fucking, you know, so I was in my local fucking rock club at like 14, 15, and that was when I was drinking the Smirnoff Ices.
Right. I mean, in your second as well, you sort of go in more depth. It's kind of a targeted approach to Milo, you know, Yiannopoulos, that guy's nonsense, worse nonsense than Adam Johnson. You like pub crawl knobhead. There seems to be a lot of like catharsis in this battle to a certain extent, or just like, you know, going in on the stereotype more than him, I guess.
Yeah. It was around the time I was becoming aware of the fucking Breitbart and the fucking Breitbart, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And that was becoming more of a thing, and I thought fucking like I thought I gotta say the word Milo Yiannopoulos and rhyme it with fucking something. And it all kind of spiraled from there, like. Yeah.
And, you know, at the end of the round, you say you forgot the end of the bar, so fuck you. Hope you die, La.
Yeah. Fucking, to this day, I don't know what the end of the bar was. Fucking haven't got a clue. Because I got as far as the bit that I'd written up to and came up with something else on the train up. I never wrote it down, and to this day, I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Still. This great mystery. Frosty's second, I think, is fantastic. Like the crazy frog of his blazing rocks, and generally having a bit of a mare. And then probably his best section, the whole don't play with the boss, get a pain in the crotch if you dare. Yeah, mate, I'm a toff, but take a shot. It may kick off like the failed plot to take the lot on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, that's class.
He delivers it fantastic as well. He really gets the cough out in there. Shout out Charles Ingram. So old you bought RuneScape account thinking it was a Sims. That's that line's kind of stuck with me as this sort of like old man not understanding technology diss. I think it's quite skillfully done contextually. You know, he's adept and impressive. You know, he chokes a little bit, rescued it with a kind of motherfucker Oedipus Rexum. It's quite good. You know, and like a bit of a sort of face off at the start of your third. Do you remember? There's kind of just a bit of hubbub and no one can get it started.
Yeah.
Which is you know.
Well, that's King of the Ronalds, mate.
I think we might say that.
King of the Ronalds. You will learn about crowd control the hard way.
Yeah, it's like, that's all, folks. That's King of the Ronalds. You know, a kind of concept round for you here. Basically, in your third, talk about his mom had mentioned. He had mentioned in an interview that his mom worked on the stock trade floor, and you say it's highly likely that he was then conceived on that floor. Kind of his age determines that, and like the idea of like some coked up Patrick Bateman banker screaming at the top of his lungs and like ripping her by the hip, like it's.
I came up with the idea for that round, the sort of germed the idea months before I ever fucking got booked to do that battle.
Right.
Because when he first did his Don't Flop tryout, before it even came out, someone did this weird little interview with him that was on Viewpoint afterwards, where he mentioned his mum used to work on a stock market trading floor, and I'd like not long. You know, a big fan of the book American Psycho. It's one of my favourite books.
Yeah.
And I'd not long seen Wolf of Wall Street, and that idea popped in my head. I thought, if our paths ever cross, and lo and behold, a few months later, I got that fatal Facebook message from Bowski.
In that group chat shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, Frosty can pack the flips. So he kind of goes in on the whole sort of your angle of he being conceived, you know, in a kind of lurid manner. When my mom was pregnant with me, she was so clean, she had a career as a hygienist. When you were born, you came as a crack baby and were born with a hygienesis.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't totally understand that line, to be honest with you, but fucking...
Well, I mean, like, hygienesis, you were kind of created kind of, already kind of quite.
Oh, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah. That's heavy. That's really good.
Yeah, for a flip, especially. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
it took me fucking like about 9 months to get it. Like, so.
You explain your name. Apparently, according to him, was DJ Kolak. That explains why you never spit fire. There's a Kolak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was indeed DJ Kolak.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Kolak Kowalski.
And then we get into the OT round. How did you feel? I mean, because this isn't, no can do era. This is kind of, modern battling, and yet an OT still happens. Had you prepped?
Had I? Fuck. I had no idea what to say. It was completely. I had no idea that an OT was going to happen, and it didn't go well. Yeah,
I mean, he does win this, and you do really well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the crowd was like quite divided, which is why we had quite an even thing. Mm-hmm. If you listen during my round, when I'm getting really, really graphic about the fucking sweaty beak sex his man was having, I'm sure you hear some boos from one side of the room.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there was a few people who might not have especially been King of the Rolls fans that thought, what the fuck is this guy doing? I really did go quite far with it, but O'Shea was standing behind him and he was like doubled over laughing. So I thought, yes, fucking O'Shea's backing it. Go more offensive.
Shit. I'm not saying this for flattery. This is top 10 KOTR battles, I think. I think it's just really, really entertaining.
Yeah, it was a really good one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we're going to get into some more, but that was a seriously good one. And before we touch on the next battle in depth, just your kind of ascension in King of the Rolls. You battled Riser in the Park, Brizzling as well. These both go down in June. It seemed like that you were just on a tear at the moment, just battling.
Yeah. The week before I battled Riser, I battled this fucking shite guy in Newcastle called Arid Fool.
Right.
Which is fucking dismal. Fucking good. Like, he was that bad. Bear in mind, I'm not a fucking freestyler, like.
Oh, and sorry, Arid Fool got uploaded just recently, didn't it, rather than...
Yeah, I don't think that they were in a rush to get that out, like. But that was like the first one of a run of it. I did like 5 battles in 6 weeks.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it went Arid, Riser. Who was it? Was it? I think it was like Defenin, Week Off, Brizzling, JTC.
Mm-hmm.
That was really kicked into fucking busy time.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep this in mind, and I mean, the quality hasn't really. I think we're going to be fair here, Kinell, and I'm going to point out times when I think it maybe is a little bit more clear that you've just done so many battles, like not necessarily in a bad way, but there is still like the quality is still really good. Like, there's not a battle where I'm like, oh god, this guy's burning out. It just seems like you've just got the staying power for it, really. Like. I
think it helps that I sort of always look like I'm burning out. I'm pretty shambolic without form, like, so.
Yeah, I guess if you were like a highly disciplined Mark Grist and suddenly you were just slurring, it would be slightly more discernible. But we'll get into the next battle. Who's against? This guy's one of those guys that if ever someone's battled him and they're on the show, I'm kind of like, oh, let's talk about this battle with Defenin. Like, I had Toucan on recently, and I quite like Defenin's writing style, I have to say. Like, I think he's kind of slept up.
Okay, so I've been battling a lot lately, but this booking didn't faze me. Your battle with Maisie didn't amaze me. The best bit in the video was Maisie Walker in the background. Shit. Shout out,
old type Maisie.
I think he's kind of slept on, to be honest, and it's good to see. You two guys battling again. This is a recent battle. We open as only King of the Ronalds can open, Kinell, on Bombshell's breasts.
Yeah, fucking Hulk ass cameraman. It affects the situation.
There's some money there between the cleavage itself, as I should say. Yeah, occasionally the camera will zoom in on a very willing Bombshell. but it's you guys who are battling, and just great stuff from you, kicking it off. Really, some of the best name flips in the world need a little scaffolding before we start to build, and you have to explain that his surname's Maxwell, which wouldn't necessarily have been something that people would have known come to Defenin. You keep calling him racist. Can't even get a black coffee in the Maxwell house.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
That's really good.
But it's just because he's from... I don't even know if he is from Essex. I don't know where all places are like. Yeah. I'm from North Wales. I imagine the South is just this one place.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you tell me you're from Devon or you're from Essex or wherever. I just think of the South.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got this one really packed in bit called London.
And
it's just small.
And you say in your first as well that he lost a bet, he should pay his debts. What are you talking about?
Well, in the toucan battle, if you watch that, right at the start, Mickey says that fucking there's a bet on, and that if Defenin loses, he's got to suck off toucan.
Oh, I don't recall that bit, but okay.
That was my favourite bit of the
battle. Toucan's writing in that. Pretty good. Frequent 4 battle as well as another slept on Toucan voice. Have you battled Toucan? That would be a pretty good battle.
Yeah, I'd like to battle Toucan. That's. I don't know how logistically possible that is, because what of him being a dad and all this.
But I mean,
getting away to battle these days, so he doesn't want to do it unless it's something big
Yeah, but I mean, let's say the date, the stars aligned and it could happen on KOTR. That would be a dope battle.
I'd like to do that.
That would be really good. Maybe you defend it as champ next year against him. Who knows what the future holds, Kinell?
Who knows indeed? I haven't got a clue.
Fuck Kinell is what Defenin says. And obviously I spent a few minutes ago eulogising how much I like Defenin's writing, but Defenin and everyone else that battles Kinell, stop doing the whole fuck Kinell bit. It's really annoying.
Yeah. He did it first. Defenin did it first.
Okay.
It's not a name flip. That's what the joke is. Kinell is short for fucking hell. I kind of like it though. It's like how everyone tells stowaway to go away.
Yes.
It's like having your opponents having a slogan.
You got fucked so bad in your last battle, Defenin says, you don't even know the outcome, which is pretty funny. He delivers lines with ease, you deliver lines with ease. Which, yeah, exactly. That's Battle Rap 101 there. You mentioned Maisie in the second. I've met Maisie, actually. He's kind of like a cult hero in KOTR. Is that right? Or
he's left the forum now. He's just been trolled completely off it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's not a bad kid, but he's deeply fucking deluded, has a tendency to come on forums and go on about how great he is, doesn't like people disagree.
Maisie Media, shout out Maisie Media. But yeah.
Big media channel in Luton.
Break the law, he'll miss education, I made a few G's. You say that he's 142's dad?
Yeah. Is it that first round or did the miss
That's
education?
the second, actually. This is the second now, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. 142's dad. I thought they got similar haircuts.
Yeah.
He just done that. 142 had just done that Don't Flop video where they put it out as young lad talks about depression and all this.
Yeah.
So it was kind of relevant at the time.
Oh yeah.
And I thought everyone at KOTR events going to know who 142 is.
And Kinell, you at the moment, still very young, nascent in terms of the career. You don't have a slogan. Maybe this could be your slogan. I think in the second, like inner demons will drink your inner demons under the table.
Yeah, I think it's more of a harsh reality.
It is, but it's just kind of, it's got a sort of repetition and whatever. And
I kind of want a slogan, though,
Okay.
I do kind of want a slogan, though. I fucking like it when fucking people chime in with slogans, but...
What slogans do you love?
Fucking... I like Mickey's slogan that everyone hates. A big time. Well, when we was out in Minneapolis, we were all standing behind him while he was battling the Vesh. Like, I loved fucking shouting time at the end of that.
Your jaw's swinging so hard, this is Defenin. It put the key in the bowl.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. But he kind of a bit quick. Again, a little sadly, his second's quite short. You talk about him coming off the back of 3 wins. You're coming off the back of 3 wins this month, which isn't really a lie. There, it's just bar after bar here. I mean, some are more playful, some are more serious. So you have the clapped out escort, you auto trader.
Yeah.
It's just like, how did that come to you? Was it just one of those things you just saw and just sort of?
Yeah. Just what should we call it? Fucking saw a copy of Auto Trader for Auto Trader.
Yep.
What you get from Auto Trader?
It is.
Got it.
And then dropping more bodies than Orlando gay clubs.
Yeah, fucking 4 days earlier.
Wow.
Straight in there with the fucking taking the piss out of horrific events. I was probably the first battler to fucking do a fucking Harambe joke at the start of fucking me bristling battle and all. I think that was 3 days after.
And yeah, I mean, quite clearly you win this. You're on quite the roll. Did you ever feel like, I mean, obviously you're a very humble guy, Kinell, very honest guy, but did you ever feel like I'm on a bit of a roll right now? Like I can kind of not put a foot wrong.
I don't know, like most of the battles I've won, I've not really realised I've won them till afterwards.
Right.
Fucking like it's fucking how I have it in my head. Is not how it comes out of my mouth. Like so, fucking at the end of a performance, fucking I'm trying to look cool, but really I'm just going through a list of all the things in my head I fucked up completely. Like I always miss lines out and shit.
Yeah. And we get to get another rung on the KOTR ladder as you climb. Another kind of vintage Kinell performance really against JTC.
Yeah, I love that. A big fan of JTC, like. Yeah,
JTC, I mean, from what I gather, quite a big forum guy back in the day on the Don't Flock forum, got into battling, kind of heralded as a writer. What do I need to watch? Because I've seen him. I don't think I've seen his best stuff.
I don't know, not being big-headed, but my battle with him was my favourite. I thought he had some fucking cracking lines in it. Like, I also think he's done fuck Kinell better than anyone else has done it.
Right. Yeah, but it's played out, right? We've established that.
Yeah, but he got a lot more wordplay out of it. Like, I won't take a fucking L and all this. Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think like he covered everything that everyone could possibly do with it. Like, which is one of them, innit?
It's funny at the start of this. Mickey urges the camera to focus on those, as he said, don't want to be on it. He's like Danny, Jack, and Frankie, just like watching. And I think's there as well. I think you can actually see a guy that I know from Oxford, Tom. He's like a friend of Lazy Ass Jack. I know that he's a fan of yours, actually, Kinell. I think he's like your favourite battler. We were talking about you recently. I was like, who do you like? He's like, just Kinell. He just like, that's the first person he said. I was like, shit.
Oh, save.
And like, no offense, Kinell, I'm a fan, but I was like, what, like over shy? Like, and he was like, just Kinell, man. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fucking weird guy to mention first, like.
Yeah, I agree, but the thing is though, he actually, to be fair, he wouldn't have known Shy because he only really watches KOTR because he goes with Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions to the events and stuff. So he's really into it, but he's just into KOTR. That's it. So it's kind of like quite fun to see him there, but. Yeah, so, you basically, before you start as well, Hulk hopefully says in the intro, if you want to see JTC get embodied, watch him versus Hulk. which is, you know, real confidence builder. It's really, really funny moment. You win and go first. JTC stands for Jack the Cat. Reveal you spelt cunt wrong.
Yeah, fucking hell. Keep it basic. Keep it basic and deliver it proper.
Don't fucked him off. Now he's back here looking thirsty, which in this case he's short, looking like a disappointed werewolf from the 1930s. It's amazing.
That's it. I'm not a research guy. Like, I don't really fucking look for angles on people if I don't know it off the top of my head. My logic is that fucking if I know a lot of shit about most active battle rappers in the UK from just like being around all the time. So if I don't know it off the top of my head, no one else will. So I'm gonna have to waste bars explaining it. So there's no point looking it up in the first fucking place. So fucking that's me. I just try and think what they look like and go from there.
And you just have a lot of this kind of, you know, you mentioned John Cooper Clarke before. A lot of his kind of witty, kind of obvious aphoristic wordplay. Everything you say is a piss take. Last week I bought 40 litres of Tipex. Big mistake. Like, that is kind of almost poetry like, isn't it, in a certain way? You could Roger McGough could have written that, you know.
I don't know who Roger McGough is, if I'm brutally honest.
Oh no, he's a very, very good northern poet, very similar to John Cooper Clarke, actually.
Check him out.
He was one of the original Mersey poets who were part of like a sort of 60s Liverpool trio who were like, you know, had sort of groundbreaking free verse and stuff all about the Mersey. And yeah, it's really good, man. I'd highly recommend it. He has this great poem that he wrote after he went to a prison to give a poetry reading, and he like shakes a prisoner's hand who's like in there for life, and he imagines all the things his hand will never touch, like, you know, a pint, a woman's hand and stuff like that. And it's just like really good stuff.
Yeah, I'll check that, man. That's
so I mean, we'll get back to battle rap, but you know, we can talk about poetry maybe some other time. But back to JTC, and you know, he sort of, I mean, it's fine, like the angles that he takes, but it's kind of like quite an obvious angle. Like, you know, you spend a lot of your stuff kind of anti-establishment, anti-capitalist, whatever, you know, anti in some sort of, not necessarily a negative way, but just sort of like for freedoms rather than for constrictions. And, you know, he says that you're not going to bring down the government that way, which I guess is kind of a foregone conclusion, but.
Yeah. But I could call people a cunt while I'm doing it.
And, you know, it's just, yeah, it's not, if they say Jack the Cat to you, you've confiscated a neighbour's pet, which is quite good, actually, by him. It's kind of,
I'm very well known as being a big cat fan, like.
Right.
My cat, Tony Montana Dunlop's pissing around in the background somewhere.
Right. How many cats do you have?
I got two. Dillinger Don DeMarco Dunlop and Tony Montana Dunlop.
Don DeMarco is part of the name. That's great.
Yeah. What's it called? It was originally just Dillinger Dunlop, but he used to meow every time he heard a Don DeMarco on a fucking URL battle.
Mm-hmm.
So I started shouting it for him as his name when I wanted to come and stuff. And so yeah, Dillinger Don DeMarco Dunlop.
Yeah.
Fucking Dunbar fan. Fucking only react when he hears the big noises.
Yeah. And you know, you talk of having a Buckfast bottle so big it contains an actual ship in the second.
Yeah, I always wanted to do gun bars, but I always thought it'd be pointless. But because I don't think I'm like fucking nerdy enough for ironic gun bars.
Yeah.
But fucking like pop, fucking I'm not fucking street enough to like look like I might actually have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, I was thinking, what might I actually do? And I thought, well, fucking, I'm from a community where battles are fucking fought with bottles.
Yeah.
So I had this idea of using the sort of gun bar aesthetic with fucking twatting someone with a bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have schemed off, like, you know, White Lightning or whatever. I don't know. Sort of
yeah. Plastic bottles, though, man, they're no good.
Just can't smash them, can you?
No.
And then in your third as well, you said that he looks like every grassing neighbour on Crime Watch. not remotely memorable like Alzheimer's. You at the top of the third, you point about a guy off camera, sort of just trying to get by the crowd, and you're like, "Oh, stop! Let him get by." It's quite a weird moment. Pretty cool.
Yeah, weird shit happens in KOTR, but I like that, man.
Like people moving through crowds.
Yeah, well, yeah. Fucking, you know what? I think we would have better battle MCs if more people had to deal with crowd control issues. I hate the concept of fucking respect the MCs. Fucking where everyone's got to stand around and fucking be polite and concentrate what they're doing, because it don't create an atmosphere. If you've got a rowdy atmosphere and you manage to get that crowd on side, it's something else. I mean, you don't go to a comedy gig and fucking and they say respect the fucking comedians, do they? If you're a fucking comedian, you've got to fucking learn to deal with a crowd the fucking hard way. Fucking people get absolutely slaughtered, and not everyone makes it. I think there should be more rowdy atmospheres in battle rap, and fucking some of the more timid people wouldn't make it, which is kind of how it'd just be. And like some of the more fragile egos that couldn't handle being booed or shouted at in battle rap would have to go. But fuck them and all. More rowdiness, I say. Fucking free tequila slammer when you come in at the door, 12 pipe minimum, fill the smoke machine with poppers, let's fucking go.
Yeah, well, I mean, if King of the Rolls ever do a Wrexham event, then and you can dictate terms, maybe. That'd be quite good.
I was at a techno night where someone did pour, 4 bottles of poppers into the fluid with a smoke machine.
Wow.
That has actually happened, but that was a techno night. Thinking he's looking too sober, blast him!
JTC ends with something that's quite controversial. Ends his round, another short round from him, by saying he's off the training days and kind of walks off camera. And then the description of the actual video reads, "Farewell JTC, goodbye forever old pal, suck my cock." Was this his abdication or?
No, I don't think it was. I think it was, just a joke because fucking like all the training day staff are standing in the corner, as you say, they were pointed out earlier. And he never did go to training days, and his next scheduled battle was going to be Stowaway, but that didn't happen because for various reasons, JTC didn't want to be involved in the battle rap scene anymore. But so I think that was just kind of like a little freestyle because fucking Daddy Jack and all them lads were over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I guess so. Yeah, maybe I was linking it a little unfairly, but it's yet another for you and Visceral. Kinell, and when we get to Visceral.
But no one knows how the fuck old you're meant to be. So if I say you're the old cunt, no one will question me. So if I say you're the old cunt, no one will question me. But I mean, fucking something about fucking Dan there. Fucking, you've got the only hairline that could be improved with cancer.
Kind of just maybe a little bit of flagging here because Visceral's performance is just madness.
Yeah, Visceral was incredible, and it fucking tied in with me having my O'Shea versus Psycho moment.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, let's not mince words here. I got fucked in the car up. And I carried on drinking, and the battle was later than I expected it was going to be. Even JTC, times, I'm still quite low in the card. I fucking moved up, and I got to wait a lot longer and drink a lot more.
That's true.
Had to discover pace in myself at this point, and I hadn't quite figured it out.
We start in this is Temple of Boom. Is that the venue?
Yeah, really good venue. Really like that place. I'd like to go there again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, cool venue. This is the Dialect versus Tony D event. Obviously, Hulk starts off by threatening to bang people over and shank mums.
Mickey. Yeah, it was a roundy one. Are you aware of what happened in the Blunthead versus Jeffers battle?
Yeah, Blunthead had sort of exited the room or something because of a bar, or
and there was also Hulk began to the original actual live introduction for that battle went on for about 8 minutes. About the first 4 of which were Mickey shouting about bumming Boski in the bogs in the name of gay pride, and the following 4 were Hulk holding Mickey in a headlock and singing Nah Apologise by Sizzler and Chi Chi Man by TOK.
Wow.
So what should we call it? Fucking atmosphere was already fairly popping before that battle started, and we were the one after that, so yeah.
And you're wearing that kind of, great KOTR shirt with being held hostage by a clown?
Yeah. Yeah, I just got it that week, like, rep the team and all that.
Yeah, it's nice. Visceral, obviously, had him on the show recently doing a Top Gun recap. I'm a big fan of his, even before battling. I was a big fan of his spoken word. And great to see him doing so well here. Goes in on your rave persona that we've touched on, the whole DJ Kolak thing. Used to go sick with the glow stick. He ain't even that old. Let me explain a second. See that permanent gun of perpetually glazed expression, and the whole, the wind change when you're doing a line or something. Like, it's just, it's great stuff.
Yeah, fucking, it was an absolute ferocious performance. It's fucking brilliant.
It's like, if you said to, 50 battle rappers, 50 UK battle rappers, write a bar about the Welsh flag and, a drug dealer, they probably would go for the dragon angle, but I love where they go to blatantly a patriot because your flag has a dragon and you keep chasing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking, I think Ryder had a fucking chasing the dragon. Something about dragon flag.
Right. Okay, so maybe it's not, not as incredible, but still, I found it pretty impressive, and good stuff from you here. But like you say, I didn't realise it. Kind of, it's fair enough. Then you were higher up the cards, you did have to wait longer, sort of thing. And I mean, you feel you adapted now compared to then, or?
I don't know.
I guess you got to take it. Yeah.
I know fucking I've got to put off fucking drinking as long as fucking possible, because when I start, I've fucking started.
Yeah. No, fair enough, man. And like, looking back on the Visceral performance in general, like, how do you feel about it?
Load of fucking shit, really. And I will say, like, fucking with Visceral being that good, fucking, it was such an impressive performance. Like, normally, during my opponent's second round, particularly because although I had a bit of time for this one, I still fucking left it to the last minute because I was kind of in my fucking groove of, like, doing my fucking write the battle and do it the same week.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to be, if you haven't got your material that nailed on, then you kind of need to be thinking about, during their rounds, what you're going to say next. But instead, I was just kind of enjoying what he was doing, like, instead of thinking about what I should have been doing. Fucking, particularly his first flare. Yeah. But we'll get to that. It's the start of his second minute.
Yeah. Was that the tie the knot?
Yeah. Flipping, I've been taking the piss out of his wedding, catered by the Hip Hop Chip Shop in Manchester. Check them out. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, chip shop nonetheless. And fucking Visceral flipping it. Fucking, you should have been at my wedding. It was a beautiful day. I hope one day you tie the knot and kick the stool away. Oh, come off. That's so good.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Absolutely. And he gets to plug in as well. Like, it's just, fucking wonderful shit from him there. Yeah, great battle by him. And sad about what happened with him and Tidal, was it? They couldn't get to battle, but...
Yeah, that was a fuckery, man. Fucking... Yeah, bigger and better things. I reckon there's going to be seeing some bigger and better things for fucking Visceral in fucking 2017, I mean, he's proved he's one of the fucking top boys. And fucking now we're getting there's not many battlers that won't come to KOTR now, so there's a lot of potential for really, really good opponents.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah.
I reckon we're going to see a lot of really good performances from it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, they're just the attraction now. There's no barriers, is there? It just seems to have blurred a bit more in this modern era. And people like Bobby Rex, for example, your next battle, he's happy to come over.
Yeah, and we've had Lex come over. I think Ambi's coming over for a visit at some point soon.
Oh.
Yeah. Lines are a bit more blurred, so I think because after the Bobby Rex one, we had a right old party. A lot of stuff that probably shouldn't be said happened.
Right.
But I think Lex was sort of straight over to Ambi like, mate, you got to come and do a Ronald's battle. Fucking so.
Yeah, no, totally, man. And the Bobby battle is just went down very, very recently. I've had Top Gun event with Visceral and Drown there. Visceral and Tidal, similarly nautical theme, but not the same. You've spoken of the title for this battle by Hulk as being a possible title contender. Is that something you're just going to roll with? You're happy to be considered as one?
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm only trying to sort of think in terms of my next battles at the minute. I'm not sure what next year's going to bring, just because fucking. I don't know. There's there's been a kind of established path of things you do as a UK battle rapper. You do something on a smaller league, then you fucking get noticed and you go to Don't Flop, and then you do some main channel Don't Flop shit, and then maybe if you're really good you'll get an international. But me and Mackenzie have kind of fucked that off by just going on KOTR, then pissing off straight to America and having battles hosted by Lush One and shit. So
yeah. I mean, let's talk about the No Coast thing. Then we obviously had you on with Breakneck to the preview. This was a glorious thing that deserves as much shine as possible. The uniting of two leagues from across the world that are kind of soulmates in many ways. No Coast and KOTR, share a lot of similarities, and I mean, what a great thing to be part of.
Yeah. This was the week after the Bobby battle.
Right.
Literally, fucking the Bobby battle was on the Sunday. I was fucking off to America on the Friday. So, and it was quite an insane experience. Sharing a fucking house with Lush One and Real Deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, talk me through it, Kinell. You get on the plane from where, and where are you heading?
Jump on at Manchester, head over to Iceland, and then over to fucking Minneapolis. I landed on the Friday, which was the first night of the event, so I went straight from the airport to this mad little fucking dive bar with a basement in fucking Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And kind of get a Guinness, have a cig, fucking meet a few of the people there, Breaknecks out there, Reverse Lives out there, there's 40, and then we walk downstairs into the basement where it's actually happening, and there's fucking Americans who know who I am. Which kind of twisted my head a bit, bumped into the lads, all that kind of thing. And it kind of really made my head explode, it sort of kind of connected everything, Just felt like it shouldn't be something that I'm doing. You don't really get British rappers in that kind of grassroots battle rap US environment. It's never really happened. US, British rappers have only ever gone over for big events. And obviously this was a big event in terms of what it was. But it's still in the basement of a dive bar. It's proper grimy. And there's the fucking liquor store on the other side of the parking lot. There's another dive bar over the road with all the fucking biker gangs' bikes outside. And,
yeah, that's crazy, man. And then at what point did Mickey and Mackenzie and everyone get there?
They'd arrived beforehand. I think Bowski arrived on the Wednesday. Everyone else arrived on the Thursday. I think Mackenzie might have arrived a day early, actually, and fucking had to fucking stay with Ro, who's an absolute legend. His mum on some weird fucking a house next to a trailer park.
Right. Wow. Okay. But all in all, I mean, an amazing event, right? What a union.
Yeah, it was fucking incredible. Like, night one was fucking fantastic. Fucking Reverse Live and Real Deals just up there, and that's fucking brilliant. Then back to the house, getting smashed. I fall asleep on a sofa downstairs. Then up and just wake up, like, cause you know how your head gets quite twatted by like travelling. Flights and stuff. Like, it was only sort of when I woke up and I realised like I was in an American suburb, like. And then everyone
was it your first time in the States? I
think I went to Florida when I was very, very little, but I really had any kind of appreciation of the culture.
Yeah, and I mean, like, going out to Minnesota, it's kind of an interesting place for you to visit, I guess.
Yeah, fucking... because obviously, like, fucking, America to me is like something I've seen on films and TV, like... no real understanding of the place, and we were in this like sort of leafy suburb in autumn, and fucking I was just buzzing off how everything much looked like the sort of cinematography of the first Halloween film. All those Dean Cundy big wide panning shots.
Right. John Carpenter shit. Yeah.
It just felt like being in Halloween, and went outside, had a cig. Fucking Mackenzie wakes up, he goes to the shop where we had the conversation where he told me that Billy Shakes had paid Daylight $400 for his battle rap secrets.
Wow.
And we both spent a solid 2 hours laughing at that.
Oh man, it's just a PDF with just the word quill on it. So.
I don't know, apparently, he does have some kind of weird lecture, but I mean, like, you watched interviews with Daylight, fucking, his whole life is just trolling humanity. That's what he said. I wouldn't give him $400.
No, unless you're a league owner with fucking, with faith, then yeah, there's no real reason he should be getting that sort of money. But I'd love to get him on the show, actually. That would be a good battle rap resume. To have Daylight on, that would be a treat. But I guess looking to the future, Kinell, like, is there much plan for you in 2017 post Max Sherry, or are you just kind of a guy that rides whatever they give you?
I don't know, because like I said, I'm not sure where I'm going to go from here.
Right.
I'm not sure what the next step is, so all I can do is go battle to battle.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you still got the hunger.
Yeah, I still love it. Like, I'm fucking not going to try and do so much fucking weeks back to back shit. Like,
you've done that. I mean, you've established your base. Like,
yeah, I want to try and like sort of be a bit more practiced and structured, or as practiced and structured as I can be in future. Like, and because people are talking about, people talk about wanting to see me battle like, really talented fuckers at the minute, like, and fucking I'm gonna have to be ready for them, like.
Yeah, because I mean, you versus Mackenzie is obviously the battle everyone's thinking about. Like, I mean, is that something you've considered?
Yeah, well, fucking, there's a good chance it's going to happen, but until it's confirmed, I'm not going to say it is.
Of course. But I mean, hypothetically, the battle, like, it is going to be such a challenge for both of you. I think it's going to make for such a good clash.
Yeah, I think the thing about that battle is it needs to fucking happen because it completely breaks all the fucking rules. Fucking ever since Tony D took over as champion in Don't Flop, it always had to be that, fucking champions had to be bars type guys. Fuck yeah, it's always been about the pen. And fucking if you do a battle that's like a really good jokes guy against a really good bars guy, it's always got to be some promo thing like Shuffle T versus Raptor or some shit.
Yeah.
So it just completely break all the rules that have recently been established if me and Mackenzie were to go fucking full on high level bars versus jokes for the title, because it just doesn't happen anywhere else, and it couldn't happen anywhere other than KOTR. And me and Mackenzie have both been the fucking British battlers that have fucking broken all the rules by fucking having internationals in America before without doing don't flop performances.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense culturally.
And culturally, does it make no sense for you to go on don't flop?
I don't know. I don't see it happening at the minute. Like I say, like fucking. There was a point last summer when I thought things could be getting a bit sweeter between the leagues, but like Shanks, Chucky, and Bard all had their battles cancelled. But then you've got people like Lazy Arse Jack and Bear Solutions and Kanga who've gone over and sort of come back, and now we've got people like Lex and hopefully Ambi coming over. So I'd like to see a bit of movement in the future, but at the same time, fucking, given what I've done already, it doesn't really make sense to me to sort of, especially given that I'm trying to take on less battles, to go and battle some random knobhead on training days.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'd like to think like fucking, I've got me fucking fresh coast sign. I can't be arsed fucking battling MC Dickhead who's never performed in front of an audience before. That's not being selfish. I put the fucking hours in. And so if I was to go to Don't Flop, then I'd kind of want something fucking decent. Like Scoop got Willsy or whatever. Yep. But from Don't Flop's part, is it really worth sorting out something decent for me? Whereas Scoop, got a bit of hype on Viewpoint, which is where buzz for Don't Flop tryouts gets generated. I'm fucking banned from Viewpoint because I said fucking allow a whack bar by fucking Luna was a reach.
Is that the reason why?
It was the last thing I did before I got banned. It was the last thing I did on Viewpoint before I got banned. I think fucking it was an association thing, but.
So you?
I don't know. I've never looked into it like fucking.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no need to scrutinise. And just before we finish off Kinell, of course, we have to talk about Fozzy versus Jack.
Yes.
Which you were part of. Now, just for the sake of prosperity, can you just explain kind of what happened, where you were when the battle kicked off? I mean, where were we for the battle event? First of all, it was Manchester, right?
Yeah, this is in Manchester. This was the week before the Bobby Rex battle. I was supposed to be battling Stowaway, but he couldn't make it due to illness reasons. And normally I'd think a battler was bullshitting if they fucking said that the night before, but it's genuine with him because me and Stowaway were originally supposed to battle in Denmark, and we got there and the event got fucking cancelled. So fucking I'll take what he says at face value and believe him on that one, but and Ben Carlo also cancelled, so fucking there was a bit of a shambolic 2-on-2 with fucking about 12 hours prep, me and Visceral versus Mickey and Hulk.
Right.
But opening battle was a tryout between a lad called Fozzy from Hull and a lad called Jack. And in the second round, apropos of nothing, didn't have a context, didn't have a punchline, didn't have nothing, wasn't even the fucking end of the bar, didn't even rhyme with nothing. Fucking this Jack lad, who is white, against his opponent, who is also white, drops the M-bomb.
Yeah.
Chaos ensued. Hulk, who was holding the camera, was not a fan of this moment. In fact, although I don't think I need to go into too much detail about what happened, because it's currently on fucking 45,000 views or whatever. I dare say anyone who is fucking aware of Battle Rap Resume is fucking aware of this incident.
Yeah.
And has probably seen it several times.
Yeah. No, it was, and obviously you were there, and your reactions are quite well documented. And Bowski's face when he says it as well is just a treat. Yeah,
me and Bowski's heads fucking exploded,
and you
see it like fucking. They discuss it on the Dirtbag Dan show. Yeah, the whole incident's discussed on the Dirtbag Dan show. That's one that came out yesterday.
I need to watch that.
I was there going, yeah, that's Kinell. He's funny.
Nice, man.
It's not reverse, like.
So we wrap up Kinell, as we always do, some quick fire questions. The first of which being favorite. Yeah, let's say King of the Rolls first. Favorite King of the Rolls battle.
Favorite King of the Rolls battle. That's a tough one because my favourite battle that's been on the channel is fucking Tony versus Dialect.
Right.
Quite obvious reasons. But it's not uploaded yet, but fucking Most Prob versus Pedro. Bit of fuckery at the end, but fucking hell, that was incredible. I can't wait to see that again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. I heard, didn't Pedro, chuck Most Prob's glasses or some shit?
Yeah, he did. Soured the atmosphere, but fucking Most Prob was back on fucking tremendous form, and fucking Most Prob's one of my favourite battlers. Now that's someone I'd really like to battle.
Holy shit, you versus Most Prob. That would be great. That would be really good, man. Yeah. So, do you have a favourite Don't Flop battle?
I'd probably have to go for two on this one again,
right.
Because my favourite's the obvious answer of Tony versus O'Shea.
Yeah.
Fucking, which to date I believe is the epitome of Bob versus jokes and, possibly the greatest UK battle of all time. But I've also got to throw in a mention for Most Prob versus Soul.
Oh, so
fucking
good.
I've rewatched that so many fucking times. It's so good from both sides. And that's another, I suppose you could say it's bars versus jokes, but
yeah.
But the lines are a bit more blurred because fucking, Most Prob's a bit more barry with his jokes. A bit more clever with it, and fucking Soul's a bit funnier than he normally is in this.
Yeah. No,
so,
you know what's mad, actually? I think if we did a little statistical poll of every time I've asked this question over 50 times now, I'm pretty sure that Soul versus Most Prob is the most common answer for favourite Don't Flop battle.
This is Matter comes up a lot and all, doesn't it?
Yeah. Soul versus Matter seems to come up a hell of a lot.
That's another favourite, but the Most Prob one takes it for me just for the Loch Nestle flick.
Soul's stuff about Rapunzel at the start of his first, Soul's Star Wars scheme, Most Prob's kind of Scottish angle in the first. Yeah, it's so fucking good. It's an amazing battle. Do you have a favourite King of the Dot battle?
King of the Dot battle. Gonna go for a recent one here. It's got to be the Thesaurus and Fresco.
Oh, yeah.
I love that battle. The fucking energy in it. I'm not a massive Fresco fan, but such a performance. Fucking if I want to hype myself up, if I've just memorised a battle and I want to get myself hyped up, I'll fucking watch that and then fucking shout me bars at the cats.
Yeah, I believe he won the best. He won the best, performance of the night award, didn't he? He got a lot of money for that. So we were up in Liverpool. A couple of months ago. It was when I was supposed to be battling O'Shea, but fucking things went tits up, and it ended up being a 2-on-2 with me and Hulk versus Ocean Sprungy. And we all went to Sprungy's gaff later. And fucking everyone was getting smashed, and pretty much everyone passed out apart from me and Sprungy. And Sprungy goes, "Hey, what do you think's the best battle of all time?" And fucking with Sprungy's fucking backing in it, I thought he was gonna pull out some fucking mad jump off thing I'd never seen before. Yeah. So we whacked on fucking Fresco and Thesaurus. We were both steaming drunk, shouting along with the fucking punchlines. It was basically a karaoke rendition of the whole battle. Oh man, yeah, I could just what a great image. O'Shea passed out in the foreground, and URL, do you have a favourite URL battle?
It's for a long time it was JC Chiller.
Oh yeah.
But I've got to say, I have rewatched that fucking Daylight versus Mike P so many fucking times now. Fucking, I've watched it a lot considering the length of the battle and how short the attention span is. It's just fucking brilliant. Plus, fucking since the Daylight's just my fucking favourite human at the minute. Fucking when the Billy Shakes battle I did, fucking, I swear to God, it was me versus Billy Shakes and Daylight won it. Fucking his presence hangs heavily over that battle. fucking turns into quite a party atmosphere at the end, and that's dropping on No Coast on New Year's Eve.
Excellent.
Fucking yeah, and fucking it's good to go into that one knowing about the battle rap secrets thing. Fucking because the presence of Daylight hangs strongly in the background of that battle. Like
he'll watch it, man. He'll be aware of it. Like his brand extends even further than he does. And final two questions. The first one: your favorite film?
Favorite film: Evil Dead 2.
Right.
Fucking absolute classic. Like I love all the Evil Dead films. I've been loving the Ash versus Evil Dead series and all. That's been fucking banging. But Evil Dead 2's just been the one for me since I was a kid. Bruce Campbell in it is fucking... You've not seen a performer in a film like it. Like, I mean, the first one's good, but the second one, they raise the level so much, and it's just fucking always stuck with me. Like, fucking awesome. Evil Dead 2 is always... I must have seen it about 40, 50 times or some shit.
And finally, your favourite musical artist or band that are in no way hip-hop related?
I'd say Burial.
Right.
Burial, definitely. Like, fucking, particularly the album Untrue. Like,
yeah, I remember that one. That was what was that? London Dub Plate or something like that. I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second album Untrue. Like, when I was in a coma, fucking came out of hospital. And like I was fucking in a wheelchair. I had fucking a bit of money saved up from my sick pay and that. My mum took me out like in around Cheshire Oaks because I couldn't walk properly at the time. I bought the album Burial Untrue. I bought like the first generation iPod Touch, so this would be the end of January 2008.
Right.
I fucking like that. Untrue was the first album I put on it, and I still listen to that album. Like I've listened to it every day this week. Like it's just a consistent album that's always there with me when I need to take my mind off something, when I'm in work and I'm concentrating, when I'm traveling somewhere at night. That album's just always been with me for like nearly 8 years now.
Jesus, yeah, no, I have listened to that album a little bit actually. Yeah, it's fucking great, really, really good recommendation, man. And finally, social media. How do people get at you, find your videos, stuff like that? Just
whack the old Kinell verses into YouTube and you won't go far wrong.
That's true. Kinell, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's the one. Fucking always gets spelled wrong on flyers, but it's Kinell.
Kinell.
Let's do a slogan where I fucking spell it out so people get it right. But yeah. You can catch me on Twitter at COLAK at Kolak. Fucking on Instagram it's at Kolak Kowalski, COLAK KOWALSKI. And normally you can catch me on Facebook knocking about the group somewhere, but I deactivated it at the minute because my head's been a bit mithered with Facebook lately.
Right. But yeah, man, this has been great, and obviously gonna have to have you back because this has just been your first year of battling, which is, I need to say again, crazy.
yeah, fucking try out on Clash Money to fucking battle in a basement hosted by Lush One, like.
Yeah, a huge event that will go down as one of the great kind of intercontinental events. Like, it looks like a roaring success as well by the early releases. But Kinell, thank you so much, man.
Okay, thanks for having us. Catch you soon.